Hey guys, today I am going to talk about one of the most devastating legal mistakes Denims has made. Denims has addressed her copyright infringement by essentially acknowledging two statements she made. One of them she said was a joke, but the judge and or jury will definitely not see it as a joke. And the other one she said was a chat that she was reading out, but the response was certainly hers alone. So essentially, what I'm saying is, if I'm her lawyer, I'm pissed this morning that she had to respond. Now, of course, she had to respond because she has to fundraise for money. It's the same idea of Casey Tron. Of course, Casey Tron had to go and make a video about her family going broke and she's homeless, and again to raise money. Like there should be a obvious like red flag here. Why are they saying all this stuff that is actually detrimental to their legal case? Casey Tron essentially saying that she's going to lose her home and she needs every donation from you broke people was a mission that she could not continue this lawsuit with Ethan Klein. And whatever Ethan Klein wanted her to say in the apology, she would. If it was about Palestine and not supporting Palestine and being a fake Palestine supporter, Casey Tron would say it. If it was apologizing for Asmongold's mom and all the hateful things he said about Asmongold's mom and the glee she took when Asmongold's mom passed away. I believe passed away, right? And she had to apologize. She had to tell everyone Hassan Abi, this guy who was going to secretively help these free individuals, did not do anything. He didn't send a text. He didn't send a dime. He did not even send, hey man, I got you, like a phone call, a 2-second phone call, maybe a voice message. Hey, I got you, Casey Tron. Stay strong. Nope. Too busy doing stuff with his dog, I guess. Now, all of this comes out in public, and obviously the main apologies would be to Ethan Klein and his wife and the family, right? But then there was even the anti-Semitism at the very end, which Casey Tron had to say was a result of left-leaning groups or something like that. I'm positive she did not want to say any of that stuff. But do you know who forced her to say? It wasn't Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein cannot force another human being to say. It was the lawyers she was paying significant chunks of money. Like I said, Casey Tron, I predicted it. Casey Tron would be the first to fold, not only because it's emotional, because she has two law firms to pay. She has the law firm in Missouri, and she has the incredibly expensive law firm that, if I'm reading it correctly, Denims found first, and then Casey Tron probably asked Denims, hey, who are you using as a lawyer? Okay, that sounds good. I'll use them too. Like I mentioned, every single phone call, every single email, every single attachment. So when you have two law firms working on the same case, they basically do the same work. I'm not going to lie. They basically spend all their time talking to each other about how the weather is and all that, because they're communicating with each other, right? Your law firm is communicating with your law firm. They can do this. I would not be shocked if her bill is like out of her legal invoice is so out of control that it just forced her to settle. Remember, the part about her losing her home could not be about losing the case because she had not lost the case yet. It must have been about the attorney fees. So those same attorneys that were going to bankrupt, so make no doubt, they were going to the bankruptcy was not going to come from Ethan Klein. It was coming from your own attorneys. That's who was charging you money. So make no doubt that bankruptcy, and let me just highlight this, because remember, it's the same Denims. That law firm made Casey Tron eat horseshit to basically stop paying them. If you're smart and you're a law firm, you want the lawsuit to continue on because that's how you get paid. You get billable hours. Denims is putting out this facade, right? Again, why is he doing this? To raise money. Is there a link to the GoFundMe? Yes, it's the first thing linked. Like, this should be pretty obvious to you that any money you donate to Denims is going straight to Ethan Klein. How do we know this? Because this is what happened with Casey Tron, who has the same mother effing lawyers. I don't know how much Missouri law firm did for Casey Tron. Probably not very much. Probably a 90-10% split. I mean, I'm sure the Missouri lawyers charged an arm and a leg. I guess that's not funny because of Casey Tron's disabilities. Anyway, scratch that out. If I had an editor, I would erase that. I am almost certain that the legal advice Denims has been getting is identical to the one that they gave Casey Tron, which is to eat this horse shit and get it over with. Now, any good law firm is going to want a client, like Denims said, this is going to take another whole year to go to trial. That is another whole year of invoices that Denims will feed this law firm. Now, unlike Casey Tron, it is one law firm, so it is significantly cheaper than having two law firms, so maybe Denims can go. But the fact that Denims continuously needs donations should tell you how weak her position is. You would never, from the very get-go, remember Denims was going to sue Ethan Klein for, defamation? And then she had raised all this money, was really happy about her community, and then refunded the money after there was no lawsuit. Denims is an idiot. She's an idiot. And there's no other way. She's a legal idiot that is probably going to be taken advantage of by the law firm. The fact that she's saying that I'm going to go to trial, law firm's just going to bail her out the wazoo. It's a cash cow. It is a cow. A cow that you can milk for cash. Cash cow. This is really, really sad. And the fact that she's arguing about the views and the fact that she's making legal arguments clearly without the approval, because no lawyer would allow this to happen. No lawyer would allow their clients to post anything remotely close to this, especially in length. You can't post this. The reason you can't post this is that A, it's very long, and each of these sentences is going to be used against you. That's why you shouldn't talk, right? Even Asmund Gold, who talks, he's remained relatively silent about Miskiff, especially about the Emery part, after Miskiff sued him for defamation. You don't talk about your case publicly, because any lawyer, even if they're a lawyer that didn't go to law school, maybe the AIDS-free snark lawyer didn't go to law school, will say you don't talk about the case publicly. And for God's sake, you don't talk about the legal components of the case or what you believe the legal components, because that's arrogance, that's egotism. You don't have that right to determine that. A judge will. She's an idiot. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is a legal disaster. And her law firm knows it. The same law firm that made Casey Tron eat so much crow is sitting here today saying, this is a cash cow for us.